Well, a familiar face returns to the morning show this morning, all the way from the land down under. Dr. Harry Zehnwirth, a world-renowned pediatrician, paid me a visit recently to tell us what he's been up to since he was last here and to give us some tips for new moms and dads. Take a look. Well, good morning, everybody. Dr. Zehnwirth, all the way from Australia. Good morning, my friend. Great to see you again.
Great to see you again, Eve.
So our viewers might be thinking, that guy looks familiar, because last year you did an amazing task on live TV, and we have a clip of that. Let's show our viewers. Oh, my goodness. Amazing. Now, why is that working so well, Dr. Zehnwirth?
Well, this is a unique combination of sounds mastered in studio that initially distract Sophia. She was distracted from a crying cycle, then engaged, and then he's soothed by it. And then
I'm still amazed by that every time I see it. That was us last year here on 69 News, calming a crying baby, as you just saw, thanks to your Sounds for Silence program. And as you were explaining in the video that we just saw, Harry, what's the technique behind this?
Yeah, look, I've done pediatrics for 25 years, and over that time I've experimented with a variety of sounds. We know that sounds settle babies, and these sounds basically, we think, mimic the sounds of the womb as heard by the baby. So we've created these in studio. They're low-pitched, and that's what the baby hears. They are continuous, and babies like continuity. They don't like gaps. And the sounds are low-pitched, low-frequency, because the sounds travel through the amniotic fluid and dropping their pitch. And we collected these, laid them, and have found that these sounds in trials work in about 9 out of 10 crying babies, and 1 in 2 of those settle, believe it or not, settle in under 1 minute.
Wow.
The figures are actually better than that, but I didn't want to say they're better than that because you wouldn't believe me, but honestly the figures are very, very good and very useful.
Yeah, great. So it's a DVD that parents play, and I know since you were here last year you've been busy talking about Sounds for Silence and giving advice to moms and dads around the world. And let's talk about some hot topics now, if you don't mind. Speaking of crying, a lot of parents debate to cry or not to cry, a controversial topic. What's your advice? Is it best to let baby cry or no?
Yes, that is the question.
Yes, that is the question.
Yes, starting with Shakespeare, ending with this. My main strict rule in pediatrics and child health is that there is no strict rule. And so there is no fundamental correct rule. A lot depends on parents and how they feel. And I'm very much a believer, strong believer, in parents using their own intuition, their own gut feeling, and following their heart as to what they do in the rearing of their children. And so it's going to be very individual. Having said that, there are babies who do get into a crying cycle, and they tend to demand more and more parental attention to resettle. Those babies do respond to what we call a controlled comforting technique, which allows them to cry for minimum or limited periods of time, to give them grade C rather than grade A attention, so they expect less and find ways to resettle with their security objects, with their comforting items, and become independent of mum and dad to go back off to sleep. So we do recommend it's a good intervention. We don't push it too hard. We don't believe that doing it damages babies. I think it's quite damaging, actually, for babies to cry and to develop a routine in their sleep which is disordered, which affects adversely parental sleep. And sleep is not an optional extra. All parents need a good night's sleep for themselves, for their babies, for their own moods. So allowing babies to cry for a certain period of time can make a big difference to parental lives, parental sleep.
Okay, interesting. And where can people get the Sounds for Silence program if they need a little help at night?
Yes. Well, it's been out in the market for a year or two. It's being recommended by parents and by healthcare professionals. We can't want much more than that. But www.okidokibaby.com, and they can buy through that on Amazon.
Great, easy to find. Okay.
Easy to find.
Well, coming up in just a few minutes, we can't go to your office in Australia, but you were kind enough to bring a taste of your office here, and we're going to show our viewers why you call yourself Patch Adams. That's coming up in just a few minutes when we go inside Dr. Zehnwirth's office, his makeshift office here in Pennsylvania. Stay with us, we'll be right back.